So what should you expect from the SD-WAN vendor? First of all, you want a system that is hardware agnostic. You want certified boxes, white boxes that you can select which vendor you're going to buy from, have system requirements. Maybe you buy something that is even not certified and you certify it by yourself, or you buy something that is certified, pre-installed with the software, but not necessarily purchased from the vendor of the SD-WAN. And by that, you can reduce your cost because you can negotiate between different hardware vendors and reduce the cost, and even have multiple sources for buying these devices. You want a system that is open so you can integrate it with other systems, either your own products or other products that you bring to the enterprise network. Zero-touch provisioning, of course, very important if you need to deploy at some level of scale. Easy to onboard and maintain the system. Again, for a service provider is very important, for a large enterprise is very important, and of course for a retail with many locations. And also easy to configure this application-based routing policy at scale. Northbound APIs, so you can integrate that with other systems that you have, either for monitoring or billing or any other thing that you would need. You want to be able to have secure connection to cloud peers through IPsec. And this allows you to connect to additional services that run in the cloud. One great example of this is the security, the cloud delivered security, the SSE. You want to be able to connect to that and not necessarily take everything from the same vendor. You also want to have on-premise security because this is what allows you to have direct internet access, what I call a hybrid SASE, where you can decide based on your routing policy what traffic would go through the cloud security and what traffic would be able to actually exit to the internet directly from the location. So you need security on-premise for that, natively in the system. And you want to have choice if you are using the internet, maybe for all of the traffic or for some of the traffic, or if you want to use a backbone. And if you want to use a backbone, you want to be the one deciding which backbone to use and not to be forced to use the backbone of the vendor. All of these things together would allow you much more flexibility, much more choice and ability to get a solution that really fits your needs and also reduce cost. I'm coming now to talk a little bit about FlexiWAN. So what FlexiWAN does, first of all, we slice this SD-WAN, I would call big box of many features, to horizontal layers where you have the networking infrastructure, the core SD-WAN functions as the base layer. This is the green part you see at the bottom. On top of that, we have the application framework. Think of it like a smartphone. When you buy a smartphone, you get from the vendor some applications that are already pre-installed on the device, and you can also download from the App Store or whatever some applications that would extend the capabilities of your smartphone. This is exactly the same concept. So FlexiWAN has some of the features built into the product, but actually built as applications. For you as a user, you don't see that, okay? For example, our firewall is an application and there are other features that are built as applications. You don't see that, but they are modular and built as applications in the system. And you can add more applications, some of them from us or from third parties. What we are showing here are just examples of various applications. On top of that, we have REST APIs, which allows you to integrate into other user interfaces, or you can use, of course, what almost everybody does, use our central management system hosted in the cloud. Everything that is configured and done in our UI, in our management system, is using these REST APIs that you have access to as well. All of this together gives you kind of a multi-vendor type of solution that is much more open and future ready from the architecture perspective. And it allows you to add innovation and reduce the total cost of ownership. Sometimes people get the feeling or the wrong feeling that this is only a baseline or some kind of a framework and not a full SD-WAN. So no, FlexiWAN is a complete SD-WAN solution. Most of our customers do not use any application, okay? And you get a full solution, like the full meal that you see here in this picture, without needing to add anything. Applications are there, so you can extend the system and add innovation. It's not mandatory. What this gives you, this architecture, this open architecture, in this aggregation of hardware and software and the software itself, the ability to address multiple segments. because you can adjust the system to the requirements of the various segments.